Hey everyone, I'm Erika Geraerts, the founder of Fluff, and I'm inviting Sage and Clare into my apartment for a heart-to-heart.
Tell us a little bit about your career history and the story of Fluff.
Fluff is a beauty brand. We have been going for about 7 years. Our vibe is makeup, and we're all about fewer but better products. We have this saying that everyone loves where it's okay to feel more with makeup so long as you don't feel less without it. Product-wise, we're all about refillable beauty. So we have these beautiful sculptural metal compacts that you can refill time and time again.
So what inspires your interiors?
So I've been in this apartment for 13 years. The advice I usually give people is to just go slow. That has been my approach. When I first moved in, I didn't have much furniture at all, and it was very minimal black furniture vibes. But over time, more that I've traveled, I've been inspired by where I've been. Different cities, different people being inside their houses and trying to bring a little bit back of those experiences into my apartment. Everything here has a story. That's what I really encourage people to find too, stories in their furniture pieces, in the objects that they have around the house. Because when you're tied to a story with all these things, it means so much more. And then people get really curious. They want to know the story behind your chair, behind your bookshelf, behind your wine glass. And that's probably my favorite thing.
What are your favourite parts of the home, favourite bits of furniture?
I love that this apartment is just one big box. It's a studio. The only room is the bathroom. The big windows are incredible because so much light comes in. I never actually have the blinds up because I just want to wake up with the morning light. Everything's just in this main room, like the desk, the lounges, the bed, and then the dining table and this bookshelf, which I actually love. It's a red oblique bookshelf from Mui. I just love because I have all of my favorite books sort of on display, forward facing. Often pick out certain books sort of during the week just to try and get inspiration for my own writing, for my own brand. And I'll change over depending on the books that are inspiring me at the moment. They'll go up here as opposed to my other bookshelf. This artwork is one of my favorites. It's by a Melbourne artist called Doug Bennett, and I bought these for myself for my 30th birthday. Love that it's just in the center of the room, so when people walk in, it's the first thing they see. It really grounds everyone into this sort of space to sit down, and we often really eat on the floor as opposed to actually sitting at the dining table, having a wine and listening to records or looking through more of the books. Having wine is one of my favorite things to do, which is why I was so drawn to that piece. Ended up buying another piece from Doug recently, but he's wicked, so much fun, and I love chatting to him about what that piece meant to me. And the colours being bright, it just feels like something different to what I would normally buy. Space is a little bit uncharted territory. It's essentially my wardrobe, which feels very excessive. The second piece from Doug Bennett here, our lockers, which were from the original Fluff store, which used to be on Gertrude Street, but after we moved out after COVID, brought a few pieces back, which I actually love. And I think, again, the brightness and the colour that it added to the apartment was kind of fun.
This is the coolest sofa I've ever seen in my life.
This is an Italian sofa from the 80s. It's a Talon by Edra, and I bought this from Smith Street Bazaar maybe 10 years ago. Went in and met the owners, another Erika and Eddie, and they were amazing, and I fell in love with this straight away. I just love the curves. I love how weird it is. I love the black velvet, and it was originally also in our Fluff store. So nice that people can kind of sit in the different grooves of it or curves. And for me, I love because it's just where I sit if I'm trying to figure out which book I'm going to read next. When people come over and they're looking at records, definitely a focal point. So I have a thing for couches and chairs. I'm really drawn to different ones because I often think that I want each person who comes to my house to be drawn to a different chair, and it suits their own personality. This also came from Smith Street Bazaar. Erika and Eddie helped me pick it out. I think it was originally actually in a bank somewhere in Sydney, perhaps.
Wow.
It's almost like a corduroy. I'm not sure how to exactly describe this material, but I loved the yellow. It's more just the structure of it. The long back is beautiful, and then it has these incredible strong silver legs at the bottom.
Being the owner of Fluff, we need to know your daily skincare routine.
I think I'm a bit counterculture when it comes to beauty, and I tend to have a very simple approach. I'm very much lazy girl, I can't handle a 20-step routine. That being said, I'm obsessed with moisture and oil. So basically I just use face oils and then a really thick waxy mask. Fluff has had its own skincare range in the past, which we're going to be re-releasing soon. I love products like Josh Rosebrook or just a really simple jojoba oil. A lot of people are scared of oils, but I really try to encourage them to just give it a chance and let their skin sort of get used to it, because it's really like the most natural thing to your own sebum production.
Tell us about what you do for your daily makeup.
So makeup, I'm the same, like pretty simple. I created Fluff because I felt like I needed this in my life, or that there was a gap. These are the compacts that I was telling you about, and this is what Fluff is known for. So these are the refillable bronzing powder and the lip oil. They're made from Zamac, which is a mix of metal alloys, and you'll see the little divot there is how you can refill. So technically you should have these forever. It's cheaper every time you buy a refill. It was really inspired by Art Deco times, where makeup was kind of treated like jewelry. People had these items forever. They weren't made of plastic. They were silver or gold, and people wanted to show them off and have them on display. I got so frustrated because the beauty industry typically is just full of plastic. I really wanted to change that, and this is sort of my way of doing that. This is our kabuki brush that goes with the bronzing powder. All I use bronzing powder and lip oil, and then sometimes I'll use a mascara. One of my favorite things to do is to have dinner parties. I like to call them awkward dinner parties because I try and get a bunch of different people who haven't met before, and everyone has to bring a bottle of wine. So it starts off really awkward when everyone's trying to get to know each other. But by the end of the party, everyone's had some wine and they're feeling good and hopefully have a new best friend. And I try and encourage other people to cook or everyone to bring a plate. I just think it's fun that way. It's less stressful. Everyone can talk about the dishes they make. And it's just everyone in the room. We end up on the floor chatting. Thanks so much for coming to see my apartment. I hope it's inspired you to do your own thing in your own place. And if you want to see more, you can read about it on the blog.